Hi Rogues, it's my turn to do a book tag, and today I'm going to do my book tag on one of my favourite books ever. It's The Secret Garden. It's one of the books that I read when I was a kid, and it got me into loving reading because I wasn't much of a reader before that. So it's all the fault of that book and also Narnia. So I've got a few questions I'm just going to follow. Was it a good one? Yes. I've read it at least 20 times. I read it to my kids, especially the youngest one who really enjoyed it. She's got this is how old we are, because she's got a cassette of it. So yeah, it's one of those books that it appeals to different generations. So it's a bonus because not too many books do that these days. What made it good? Well, the story, the fact that the characters are really relatable, and you want them all to succeed in what they are trying to do, which is not just unlocking the secret garden, but growing as people, and growing up and maturing and breaking the chains of, well, Colin, who was held back in bed by illness, and Mary, who was a spoilt brat. So breaking out of those molds and becoming their own people. Very relatable. I think we all want to break out of our own chains from time to time, don't we? Maybe on a regular basis. Who's my favourite character from The Secret Garden? I don't know, but I think between Dickon and Martha and maybe their mum, because they're all very warm, generous, down-to-earth people, and it's nice to have people like that to help everybody else get through, and help each other get through as well, the hard times. And yeah, it's just nice to be kind, and even when times are really tough, to have somebody that has a smile and has a kind word and doesn't mind cleaning out the hearth. No, just kidding. I do that, actually. Now, here's a controversial question. In case you're wondering, I'm reading off my phone. Do I wish the book had a sequel? Well, it kind of does, but it wasn't written by Frances Hodgson Burnett. It was written by someone after it came into the public domain. And I gather it was a bit different from the book and had a lot of adult content, which is fine. But I think when you've got such a sweet book, that perhaps you have to be a little bit careful about treading on people's toes when it's a very cherished childhood thing. Yeah, I mean, you only have to look at Hollywood to realise that money talks, and childhood memories are free to be stepped upon, but that's a real shame. But in this case, well, I haven't read it. I'm very curious to read it, but I gather it's out of print, and the author got some blowback for it, so, which is not fair too, because she should be free to create her creations as well. But yeah. Here's a very general question. Do you like when books become movies when they're done well? There are a few examples of books that I would say have been made into movies that were done really well, and the one that comes to mind is one of my other childhood favourites, the Narnia series. The more recent ones, done, I don't know, 10 years ago or something, were done beautifully. And if somebody was to get hold of Secret Garden and do it that way, I would be all for that, because I have yet to see an adaptation that really did justice to the story. And it's the same with Little Princess, who's by the same author. Yeah, but that's a bit of a different thing, because there are themes in that one that might be considered racist. So I guess you've got to tweak those things and not offend people, because you don't want to offend people. Yeah.